have encountered what we believe are demons at Idle Mountain. Creatures surely emerging from the very gates of hell.
Klingons!
You see a small explosion, and the Klingon's hand falls to the ground with a dull thud.
I guess they don't make Klingons like they used to, sir.
Maybe... judging by the shadow... half of that, and...
Well, also the shading on this machine suggests that that's the dark part is just an external shadow as opposed to part of the diagram, maybe?
So this would be more accurate because that's the full thing. This is half, and that looks like 1/6.
Possibly a quarter. Or a little under, but...
Nothing happens.
Oh,
wonderful.
Well, I'm just wrong.
We can try both if this doesn't do anything. I think that puzzle's dumb.
To our home. Thank you for repairing our somnambutron.
Somnambutron.
Stop. You're trespassing on Federation territory.
What?
Kirk!
I have a lot of feelings right now. Okay, first and foremost, what the hell was that puzzle? Second off, Kirk.
We have much ancient knowledge we can share, and we would like to join your Federation. Go in peace.
I will be glad to accept your application to the Federation. We shall have a diplomatic envoy sent to make the final arrangements.
Message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the problems at Pollux 5 and evaluate your performance at 94%. You and your crew received 3 commendation points. The top brass at Starfleet are impressed. Outstanding work, Jim.
We did it!
I might have known there weren't any demons.
We all have
I'm
demons of our
disappointed.
own, Bones. The ones we can't confront are often the hardest to deal with.
These demons were based on fear, Captain. A human failing.
I don't know, Spock. Everything that I've ever read about demons describes them as having pointy ears. Hijacked.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
On screen, Lieutenant.
The USS Enterprise is to report immediately to Beta Myamid. The USS Masada has failed to report as scheduled. Determine nature of delay and take whatever measures are necessary.
Set course for Beta Myamid, sir.
Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to Star Trek 25th Anniversary. We are here on the Enterprise, we being me and David.
I'm here also. I'm going to be one of your advisors, much like Spock or McCoy or a red shirt, ready to die at your whim.
Listen, everybody needs a Spock, McCoy, or a red shirt. But maybe don't rank your friends out loud when you do. We have received orders from Starfleet to proceed to Beta Myamid in this episode 2 entitled Hijacked.
I wonder what happened to that ship.
Well, let's lay in a course, shall we? Pull out my handy star map in my Star Trek 25th Anniversary manual, and I see that Beta Myamid is star number 15. Star number 15. Star number 15 is right here. This is star number 15. Let's go.
There is an unidentified ship closing rapidly, weapons armed and shields up.
Uh-oh.
Raising shields. Arming weapons.
Message coming
Time
in,
for some more adventure game combat.
Leave the Beta Myamid system immediately. You're interfering in Elasi affairs.
We are conducting a search and rescue mission for the USS Masada. It was last reported in this system. We cannot leave until we can confirm its location and condition.
So be it. You have been warned. Prepare to die.
Oh,
Being
well.
attacked by the cyberpunk planet.
Alright, let's do some combat. We should probably do some repairs, huh?
Might be a good idea.
I don't know how long she can take it, Captain.
So does the emergency repair button just do nothing?
Aye, sir.
Let's repair our shields. This game is ahead of its time in how screen effects are what shows you your health.
Now the question is, would you prefer Star Control combat?
You know, I don't know if I've played enough Star Control to be able to say that. Probably not.
They're very good games, but the space combat is not one of its highlights, in my opinion, at least.
That was the series that received the fan-made remake called the Urquan Masters, right?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. Unlike my space combat skills.
Listen, you got like part of their ship red. That's good.
Captain, they are fleeing. The enemy ship's initial intercept course was from the last known position of the Masada. I suggest we orbit the planet for a closer sensor scan, sir.
Alright, we'll let him go. Let's repair those shields. And lower our weapons. And orbit the planet.
This one's orange.
There she is, Captain. She does not appear to be seriously damaged. Her shields are up, and 27 life forms are aboard.
Hailing the ship, Captain.
Greetings, Federation Imperialists. I am Elasi Seraph, and I have claimed this ship as a blow for freedom against Federation tyranny.
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. You are illegally in possession of Starfleet property. This is Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. Listen, Elasi. Hand over the ship and hostages now, or things are going to get very nasty. This is Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. Mr. Elasi, it appears that you have found something the Starfleet lost. This is Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. You are
How pointed would you like to be?
I feel like this is the most Star Trek response. If I were watching Trek, this is what Kirk would say.
Ah, the infamous Captain Kirk. The Masada is mine. You will release 25 political prisoners I specify, or I will destroy the ship and its crew. The list of those wrongfully imprisoned should be coming over to you now.
Data file captured, Captain. Computer indicates they were all convicted of piracy with various counts of murder and mayhem thrown in.
Freeing the prisoners you requested will take time. We have to track down their current locations, and Starfleet will have to grant permission to move them here. I will get that started. You should tender a show of good faith on your part. Will you beam over so we can discuss negotiations face to face? We can work together on this, Elasi. How about beaming some of the hostages over as a show of good faith? Freeing the prisoners you requested will take time. We have to track down their current locations, and Starfleet will have to grant permission to move them here. I will get that started. You should tender a show of good faith on your part. Will you beam over so we can discuss negotiations face to face?
Do we ask him to beam over or to beam over some of the prisoners?
I mean, it doesn't, at least on the surface, it doesn't seem like he has anybody else helping him, so it might disarm him more immediately if we can just deal with him directly. I feel like he's going to be very reluctant to give us any hostages whatsoever. I feel like he'd be more amenable to talk to us face to face, but I'm not totally sure here.
I also feel like he doesn't have a good trust of the Federation, though. So, I mean, he may not be willing to beam himself onto the ship and allow us to take him captive and take the ship back.
It's quite possible. It depends on how savvy this guy is, and he seems pretty renegade.
So, what are you thinking?
I noticed that 2 of our 3 options are asking for hostages, and only one of them is for him to beam over.
We only have 2
We
options.
can work free. We can work
Okay,
at
my
freeing the
mistake.
prisoners you request. We can work together on this, Elasi. How about beaming some of the hostages over as a show of good faith?
I feel like at least option 2 isn't us verbally committing to actually giving him the release of the political prisoners, which feels more truthful. But I don't know how deceptive the game would reward us for being here, because this is a situation where we're going to need to be very canny to turn the tables.
I think this is the one that he would be more willing to accept. And now it's very possible that neither one of these is going to result in anything, and this is all just a placebo, but I'm going to go with choice number 2.
All right, let's see how it goes.
What? Lower my shield so you can beam over a war party? I'm not stupid, Captain. We'll play by my rules.
So long as the shields are up, Captain, our hands are tied.
The Enterprise can overpower the Masada and take her, but the pirates would have all the time they need to kill every one of the hostages.
Will you send over data on the whereabouts and conditions of my falsely accused clansmen languishing in your dungeons, Captain?
Very well, we'll do it your way. I will put together the data packet. Kirk out. Your fellow Elasi have been tried in Federation courts of law and found guilty of their crimes. We'll listen to your complaints if you discuss them reasonably. Forget it, Elasi Sereth. You'll be the next one languishing on a Federation penal planet unless you drop your shields and surrender to me immediately. Very well. Your fellow Elasi have been tried in Federation courts of law and found guilty of their crimes. We'll listen to your complaints if you discuss them reasonably.
Do we appeal to him being reasonable? I don't think that he's going to be reasonable.
No, but I also feel like that us playing hardball with him is just going to result in the hostages getting killed, and us losing precious, precious accommodation points.
Agreed.
I feel it's a choice between 1 or 2.
Very well, we'll do it your way. I will put together the data packet. Kirk out. Your fellow Elasi have been tried in Federation courts of law and found guilty of their crimes.
These hostages are being tried by the Elasi justice system. You have the final say, Captain, whether they receive the death penalty or not. Elasi Sereth out.
Okay, well, that didn't go very well.
Captain, we could use the command prefix code to lower the Masada's shields briefly, long enough for 1 transporter burst.
Interesting thought. Hail the Masada, send prefix code.
Hailing the ship, Captain.
I didn't want to do that.
You have the data packet, Kirk.
Not yet. They're still working on it.
Captain, there is now 1 fewer
No! No! I wanted to cancel!
This is what you get for talking to Ahura.
Save new game.
Prefix
Well, you
code.
better reference your manual.
That's what I'm doing right now. Is it even in the manual?
I would hope so. And if you mistype the code, I'm sure it'll be like 1 fewer life form detected on the ship.
Probably. Oh, what if I...
That code had no effect, Captain.
Topic not available, Captain. Topic not available, Captain. Captain, we could use the command prefix code to lower the Masada's shields. Topic not available. Topic not available, Captain.
Okay, well, this is a useless parser. This absolutely seems like something that would just be buried in the manual somewhere. Turns out you have to have actually seen the episode of the show that has the Masada in it and remember what the prefix code was to...
Is that really?
No.
Well, there's information on how to sign up for American Online in here.
Are you looking through the manual as well?
I'm trying to see if I can find it as well, yeah.
This is exciting. I'm gonna leave this whole part in the video.
They're gonna love it. So we can't talk to Sulu. Can we look up specific ships on the computer?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Masada, USS. Federation Tug Tender. Registry NCC 293391. Currently under the command of Captain Kevin Keeler. Crew complement of 17. Primary mission, tow, repair of disabled ships. Its input override code is 293-397-736-3829.
So, it feels like a major security risk to have every ship have that prefix code available in a directory,
That code
but
had no effect, Captain.
Sure does.
no, you gotta do the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I hit my hyphen and it sent it.
Okay.
293391. You gotta use the other hyphen. 197736. 3829.
Sending prefix and lowering the Masada's shields.
One fewer life form detected.
Captain, the shields are up. Lowering shields, Captain.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
Alright, we did it.
This man was obviously the transporter engineer. He is unconscious, but alive.
Well, heal him up. Get your white mage to do something here.
I would never refer to McCoy as a white mage.
Thank you, Doctor. Be careful, Captain. The Elasi like to set booby traps. If you need any equipment, I've got my tools in this workspace.
That is a very limp delivery of that line.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving me. Anyway.
Here's some tools. Alright, what do we get? Love inventory. We got a...
It looks like a pen, but with a huge handle.
The Runcinate transmogrifier.
The Runcinate transmogrifier.
With a sense of humor about names. With the proper attachments, engineers use it for temporary fixes on key circuits. Crewman Simpson. A small bomb appears to have damaged the transporter controls.
Yes, we live here now.
These doors have been scarred by phaser fire. There was a battle here.
Did, Star Trek tricorders kind of anticipate people just fiddling on their phones when they'd have nothing to do?
Even our most efficient Chief Engineer Scott would have trouble repairing this damage in less than 2 days. Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain.
He will be all right, but we shouldn't move him.
I wasn't planning on it.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a rocket scientist.
He said the thing.
A small bomb appears.
Feel like I'm afraid to fiddle with things because of the line about booby traps.
A tangle of mangled equipment reduced to junk. There are the remains of 5 phasers without power packs. a drained phaser welder, and scraps of wire and uncertain bits of metal junk. Twisted debris has been scattered along the side of the corridor. This view screen communication terminal has been damaged beyond repair.
Elasi really trashed this place, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to report, Captain. 5 phasers without power packs, a drained phaser welder, insulation and bits of wire, and droplets of cooled molten metal.
I could have told you that.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Oh, look at all this stuff.
These
Are we gonna
weapons
swap
are
out?
powerless, having been shorn of their power packs. A phaser welder, it is without power. Some scraps of wire found in the corridors of the Masada. Some scraps of metal.
This is very foreboding. I don't like this hallway.
Well, it's a good thing you can save frequently.
According to the deck plans of this class of starship, this is the entrance to the ship's brig. Some kind of force field appears to cover the door.
So, does the Elasi captain, like, know that we're here?
Good question.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Got him.
Nice sharpshooting. And look at those, like, picturesque frozen hostages.
You are in the brig of the Masada. 9 of the crew members are held in the cell. 2 Elasi guards lie on the floor.
The pirates won't wait for a while, but they're going to be quite unhappy when they do. I recommend that we not be here when they awake.
We can't take their phaser packs, can we?
You fail to obtain anything. You fail to obtain...
But they're so tantalizing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do anything on them.
The crew is tired and has elevated signs from extreme stress, but they will survive.
Oh no!
You've set off some type of vehicle. The force field protected you from the blast, but everyone inside the brig is dead.
Well, there are 9 fewer life forms on. Well, Rick. I do believe that we should restore our saved game.
I was just about to say to check out my companion channel, Restoring Often.
And your punishment is having to type in the code once more.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Very nice. I like that their berets float to the ground in complete syncrecy.
So, turns out...
There's a booby trap.
Located just inside the force field.
So, I would save our game, unless you really like typing in that code.
Save new game.
Don't blow us.
Don't blow them up. There.
A medium-strength phaser bomb. The brig force field would contain the explosion, but it would kill the crew members within the cell. I recommend that we find a way of disarming it, Captain.
Is there a way for us to drain it into the phasers, maybe? Something like that?
Nothing happens. 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 Nothing happens.
Like, we got that thingy that, like, interacts with circuits.
You can.
And we can't...
It is located.
That interacts with circuits.
Yeah, so, like, maybe we can kind of, like, interface or filter, like, Game Genie this, like, interface so it doesn't activate the bomb or something like that.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
There's nothing there requiring a...
I mean, if we blow them up, they might need a doctor.
That's true. I wonder if there's a control panel somewhere.
This door leads back to the main corridor.
Captain, the switch has been booby-trapped to detonate a bomb, presumably inside the brig somewhere. A medium-strength phaser bomb. The brig...
There's nothing there There's nothing there
If we can even do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that these episodes are small enough that the room at the end of the corridor is just going to take us to confront the Elasi captain.
They did know that there's a force field on it, though.
Hmm.
There's nothing at the moment for me to do there.
You fail to obtain...
And I can't even walk over there.
Some kind of force field appears to cover the door.
A force field of unusual configurations has been erected in front of the doorway, which leads into the bridge. I don't think it would be healthy to approach too closely, Captain.
Some kind of force... Some kind of force...
Can we, like... I feel like that we have so much inscrutable wiring tools that it wants us to do something with them. The question is, like, in what combination would we be doing any of this? Oh, they woke up.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Captain, if we could manage to overload the force field, it would probably detonate the bomb before we could rescue the crewmen.
The fact that the bomb is a phaser bomb still just leads me to believe that we can... It's gonna involve using the energy in it to power up the empty phasers we've got.
Mm-hmm.
The Runcinate transmogrifier. This device was invented by an engineer with a sense of humor.
Oops.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Am I missing a hotspot somewhere, or maybe a room somewhere?
We can't go to the end of the hall. I think either down or to the left is where we had the teleporter room. How about to the left?
No.
There is nothing at the moment for me to do there.
I fail to see the logic in that action, Captain.
So I can use a character on something.
I certainly see nothing there calling.
He looks at you with a puzzle.
I doubt that our phasers could get through that, Captain.
Jim, I can only perform medical miracles, not engineering ones.
Okay.
If we could find a point to interrupt the flow of power to the field, we could gain access to the bridge, Captain.
It would be helpful if we knew kind of like where the force field was getting its power flow from.
I don't think we can bring down that force field, Captain. If we could, though, it might be less risky than trying to transport onto the bridge.
Can't say I like the decor.
This corridor provides access to the transporter room, Captain. It is secure.
Oh, thank you, Lieutenant. You're so helpful.
Well, now it's Spock's fault.
The force field protected you from the black.
The objective is not to blow him up.
Spock, why would you do that?
Maybe there's some power somewhere in the transporter room?
Are we able to like look at the individual like junk parks that we've got in our inventory just to see what they are supposed to be?
Some scraps of metal found in the corridors of the Masada.
So just scraps of metal.
Some scraps of wire found in the corridors of the Masada. A phaser welder. It is without power.
Okay, so it's a welder.
These weapons are powerless, having been shorn of their power packs.
So, can we like remove the power packs from our?
Charged.
I just charged the welder using my phaser.
Okay.
Well, we can weld now.
Mm-hmm. But what would we want to weld is the question.
Nothing happens. Nothing
Stuff.
happens.
Are you guys trying to weld stuff on my teleporter bridge? That's cool, I guess.
The controls have been virtually destroyed, Captain.
Can they be repaired, Spock?
With Chief Engineer Scott's assistance, I believe we could get them in perfect working order in 2 days.
Spock, we don't have 2 days. If we can repair the transporter, we might be able to transport onto the bridge and capture the Elasi.
I can attempt to jury-rig repairs if I can find parts. However, there is only a 67.357% probability of success.
I've always been a gambler, Spock. Figure out what you'll need.
So, okay, it looks like we can teleport onto the bridge, but I don't think that's going to be our best option. I think that's going to result in more hostages dying.
Yeah, the lines when we try to observe the force field to the bridge seems to suggest that getting rid of that would be the more optimal solution. But we've got fewer leads at the moment for that.
I wonder if I can use the welder on this force field. Oh, I gotta shoot these guys again.
Hey, what are you doing here?
You know, security officer, I would appreciate it if you'd help me out with that now and then.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
You can't use it directly on the bomb.
Nothing happens.
Nor on the force field.
Not here.
Nothing happens.
I'd rather starve.
No. I don't think they'd like that.
What is this tool gonna be used for?
Nothing happens.
Well, it jerry-rigs power.
Nothing happens.
I don't like how sometimes this works, but most times it just selects a thing.
Right. Like, I'm not a super big fan of getting, the stock phrases telling you, no, that didn't work. But also, like, this makes me feel like that maybe the game wants me to do this, but I'm not doing it in the right way.
Right.
I strongly recommend that we keep our silence, Captain. The Elasi are quite capable of trade.
Like if we stunned the Elasi guards 8 times.
Yes.
You can't.
We've powered up our welder.
A phaser welder. It has been recharged.
These don't have power packs.
Like, I feel like that those empty phasers might be useful if we could swap out, like, the captain's phasers.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Also, I'd always had the perception that, as opposed to having a phaser for stunning and one for killing, that it was just a setting on them.
There is.
This is more so for interface convenience here, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, thus the line set phasers to stun.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else we can pick up in here?
Nothing to report, Captain.
There's this brick right here. I want the brick. There's like some
Or the
mold.
purple rod.
There's a purple rod. There's so many things that I could play with here if they would just let me.
Yeah, like the green stuff. That could be like the Space Quest 5 mutagen.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Nothing to report, Captain.
And there's a computer here. Why can't I use the computer?
This view screen communication
Oh, because it's been
terminal
damaged.
has been damaged.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. Can I repair it?
Nothing happens.
Well, I guess we can try repairing the transporter.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Maybe.
Captain, I need to find a bit that will fit into the transmogrifier before I can go further with this.
Nothing happens.
I suppose I should be grateful to see anyone after that. I thought I was dead.
Well,
I suppose I should be
you won't
grateful.
have to worry about that for quite some time.
Provided the Elasi don't have anything to say about it.
We have to
Spock want the
missing a screen, right?
That would make sense. Spock doesn't want the bits of middle, right? Though that doesn't count as the bit.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
I don't think so.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing
Oh
happens.
my god. I'm gonna hear that in my sleep.
Nothing happens.
Have we tried using the welder on our other inventories now that it's got power?
The wire
Oh.
scraps are too small. They melt instead of fusing together, and you're left with nothing.
What? No!
I think that does it. A comb bit for the transmogrifier. Now I can continue repairs on the transporter controls. The parts fit together.
I hate this interface very much.
But is it better than Return to Zork?
Okay, that's a very, very low bar. I don't want to waste my scraps of wire, so...
Phaser welder is now charged.
For those unfamiliar, Return to Zork has a very strange kind of tree for accessing your verbs. If you basically can miss out on the fact that you've got like 8 more verbs than you possibly would have assumed, unless you go layers deep.
Yeah. It's inscrutable, honestly.
I think that does it. A comb bit for the transmogrifier. Now, the parts fit together satisfactorily. I attach these here. Now, all I need is a spare length of wiring.
Wow.
Good thing I didn't melt them.
Wow, so I could have been in a dead end here.
The bits are not long enough. I need a longer piece of wire.
Can we attach the wires to each other or something?
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Unreal.
Nothing happens.
Here, tie these together.
Nothing happens.
Like, there's a big wire on the floor, but I don't think we can take it.
You fail to obtain anything.
I see frickin' wires everywhere here.
You fail to obtain anything. You fail to obtain anything.
That
Do you think
action would be completely illogical, Captain?
Do the wires, like, leading to the bomb, are those interactable? Can we pilfer those? We've probably tried that already, but...
I may have, but it's hard to tell.
What are you doing here?
Like, see if they're a different hotspot at all.
These wires look like a modification of some sort.
Oh my god.
You've set off some type of booster. The force field protected you from the blast, but everyone inside the bridge...
Well, you did get the wires, though.
You know, sometimes you've got to break a few eggs.
Like, would a tool or maybe using one of our other boys be better at stealing the wires?
You mean rather than sending Kirk in there? I love that he's just frozen looking at us and the others are just so disappointed. He's staring into my soul. How dare you make me blow up those people? You should know that I don't put my hands on things. I've got these soft management hands.
Well, he does punch lizard men, to my recollection.
He does. Don't blow him up.
The parts fit you.
Beautiful. So now we need to figure out how we can get these sweet wires without killing everybody.
Captain, the switch has been booby-trapped to death. Captain, the switch...
Kind of wish they'd had a separate line for the wires just so that would have been better highlighted as a hotspot.
Nothing happens.
And that's why I didn't think that I could interact with them.
Nothing happens.
I'd save again and then start using our boys.
Nothing happens. Save new game.
There. I believe the bomb is now defused, Captain.
It's very particular about how we go about this.
Oh my god.
Thank you for freeing us, Captain. We'll secure the area so they don't come up behind you. We've had electrical problems with our door to our bridge, Captain. The Elasi don't know we put an electric shutdown device. You'd never find it by chance. But if you used a charged phaser welder 2 feet to the left of the door and 1 foot off the ground, you might be able to shut down the force field and get a jump on the Elasi.
Well, now we know how to...
Thank you for freeing us. You better take the bridge before they suspect anything is up. You'd better hurry up, or they'll catch on, sir.
Ooh, we got a bomb.
A bomb.
A bomb with 3 wires. Primitive, but potentially quite deadly.
3 wires, huh? That didn't do anything. So now we have a choice between actually coming in the front door or using the teleporter.
Save new game.
that action would be completely...
They said they used the welder.
Oh.
That did it. The field is deactivated, Captain.
Brilliant. What the heck?
It's over, Seraph. Surrender, and I'll guarantee the lives of you and your crew. Freeze. Don't even think about it. Check and mate, Elasi. Don't do anything foolish. It's over, Seraph.
You are an honorable and worthy opponent, Kirk. I accept your offer.
Scotty, beam down a security team to the bridge. We have regained control. Mr. Scott, beam us out of here.
Aye, Captain.
And we got a free bomb.
I can't wait to be used that later.
Message from Starfleet, Captain.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the problems at Beta Myamed and evaluate your performance at 77%. You and your crew received 2 commendation points. Well done, Captain. Keep up the good work.
Trying to hold a Federation starship captive. Can you believe it? Since we just witnessed that very event, Doctor, I'm surprised you asked.
It was a rhetorical question, Spock.
That took quite a bit of organization to seize a starship. Think we'll see more of the Elasi pirates?
Undoubtedly, Captain. I suspect they have considerable resources to draw on.
So do I. Sulu, take us out of here.
Love's labor jeopardized.
Priority message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
A raid across the Romulan neutral zone has placed Starfleet Research Station ARC-7 in jeopardy. Proceed immediately to ARC-7 and determine the status of the station. Good luck, Jim.
ARC-7, huh? Interesting. So, we managed to get somebody killed in the very beginning, which is probably why we only got 2 commendation points.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't think that just trying to hail the ship would get somebody killed, but so it goes.
I mean, you know, when tensions are tight and, you know, like, he's waiting for his delivery of that hot, spicy data packet, and you're just, you know, loafing around, you know, being like, what was I supposed to do again? You know, things get a little angry.
You use the term conveyance a lot, and I think that was the major issue that I had with that episode just now. I don't like being in a bottle puzzle, you know, with just 3 little rooms to explore, and not being able to tell what I'm supposed to do because I'm missing a hotspot. And that might just be a product of the time that this game came out. You know, maybe I should have been more thorough in what I was clicking on, but there comes a point whenever you play a game like this where you think that you've tried every combination of things, and you're just doing things over and over again, and there's that one interaction that you missed because it didn't seem like it was something relevant. In this case, I believe that I looked at those wires and saw nothing different, so I didn't think that there was something that I could operate with.
I think this is a big part of why some of the modern LucasArts remasters include functions where they highlight all of the hotspots on screen, because, you know, part of the vibe for a lot of these adventure games was just inhabiting the world. So, like, say we're playing Curse of Monkey Island with friends on the side at the time of recording this, and it's fun to just hang out in that world. There's lots of great ambience and everything, even if you do get stuck. But still, if you having actual earned progress really hinges on like understanding what the puzzle is in front of you and what could possibly be done to address it. And the more things are obscured behind the interface, the less you feel like you earned the solution and more so had to brute force it over time.
Yeah, and like I very much enjoy like the smaller, more self-contained puzzles. Like we had a couple of bottle rooms in Techno Babylon where, you know, you just have to figure out what to do within the room, and that's fine. I honestly really like that because I like that it cuts down on the amount of things that you can do, and so in theory it'll make it easier for you to make progress. But in a case like this where there's just so little to actually see and interact with, and when it doesn't give you a very good idea of what you're doing with those interactions, it just kind of gets frustrating.
And around the time when these games were at their peak of their popularity, obfuscating the options available to you just added to the playtime, which is not something that's nearly as appreciated now that there's so much competition for your free game energy.
Yeah, so, I mean, so far, 2 episodes into 25th anniversary, I'm still really enjoying the flavor, the Star Trek feel of everything. You know, these do come across as if they are episodes of the show, and they're about the same length as well. That part is very good. You know, I do think that some of the performances are kind of phoned in. You know, at this point, the whole cast and crew was probably just sick of reprising these characters, and they were called in for, you know, one more cash grab for Star Trek, and you know, it kind of comes across that way. But you know, at the same time, it is good to hear the original voices instead of a near Spock or a near Kirk. It's good to see to hear, you know, Shatner and Nimoy and DeForest Kelley actually reprise those roles. So, as a Trek fan, this is a treat. It's fun to play through, but as an adventure game fan, I'm kind of left wanting. Anyway,
but, you know, maybe we'll have a better episode later with even more obscure hotspots.
We'll see. But you know, at the same time, now that we kind of now that we've gotten a feel for it, you know, it's like whenever we play Perudo with friends, and it's like, okay, just doing a vibe check, see what kind of table this is. You know, now that we know what kind of an adventure game this is and what they're going to want us to do, like now that I know that I can use our crew members for various things, and that I should not take any hotspots for granted, you know, hopefully we'll have an easier time going forward. But I guess we'll see next week when we enter episode 3 of Star Trek 25th Anniversary.
It's got Romulans.
It does. Interesting to see what the Romulans will be like in this game. Also, just as an aside, I do appreciate that they still used the original series Klingons, even though TNG Klingons had been well established by the time this game came out. I believe that the 25th anniversary was in '91. And by then, Next Generation was already in full swing. So, but they still use the original series Klingons. So, you know, that's for better or for worse. They have their charms.
Isn't that canonically because of like some sort of disease wrinkling their foreheads? I've only like read a wiki in passing about that whole thing, and I think they hand waved it with something like that.
If I'm not mistaken, and I probably am, and somebody can correct us on this in the comments, I think that there was an explanation that occurred in Enterprise at some point about the reason why Klingons had changed. And I know canonically they are different because there's an episode of Deep Space Nine that kind of plays with that a little bit, and it's a very fun episode. But I know that they do exist in 2 different forms in Star Trek canon, but I'm not entirely sure why they changed.
That's okay. You could just be a fake fan.
Yeah, I mean, this is one fandom that I'm treading lightly with because you know, I feel like I know, like, you know, I'm a 50% Star Trek fan, so anything that I say can and will be held against me. But
well, we should be so lucky to get popular enough where people are furious with our misrepresentation of the Star Trek canon.
Yes, please be furious and then spread on Twitter about how dumb and stupid we are, so everybody watches our channel and sees how dumb and stupid we are.
But until that happens, tune in next week.
Yes, save early, save often. Please join us again next week. This is a blast and a pleasure, and I appreciate everybody's support. So please take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again real soon.
See ya.